Hello, hello, hello. My friend is there. Can you see him? Oh, or her. I think it's a her. Hi, my baby. My beautiful. Look at you. Look at you, my beautiful. Hi. Hi, my love. Hi, my love. Come to me, my sweetheart. Come to me. They trust us enough to not run away. Come to me, my baby. Come, my baby. She was lying there. Come to me, my baby. Come, my love. Come, my love. Let me pet you. I want to pet them so much. Petty, petty. Come to me, my love. Come, my beautiful. Come, my love. Come, my love. I hope they don't have fleas. They need diatomaceous earth massaged into the coat. Come to me, baby. It's so nice. It's so nice to have deer. Come to me, baby. Bumpy deer. Bumpy deer. Hi, my sweetheart. Come to me. Come show yourself. Come, my love. Come. Come, my sweetheart. Come, my love. Come, let me pet you. Yes. I don't have apples right now. We've eaten all of those. I should have brought a carrot with me. I have carrots. Yes, you might want a carrot. Paul got some carrots for the horses. We're going to the desert. There are some horses that we want to... Oh, there's more. Oh, more deer out there. Another baby. And we want to give some carrots to the horses out there. There's some horses that I really like and they're lonely. I want to feed them carrots and pat their noses through the fence. At least the deer, they have each other, they have company. The horses, they're all alone, you know, like in an area of like 3 acres where different people have a residency. Within the range of 3 acres, 3 different residences with 3 different horses, and each horse like totally separated from the other horse, and so to the point where they can't even see each other. I mean, this is so incredibly insane and awful and sad for me to see these kind of things, you know. When I don't have a camera on the other side, so I'm guessing on what it filmed. I have the cheapest Walmart tablet. I need a better tablet. I think we're gonna get a Verizon phone and also be able to use that as a wireless internet server for the computer too. So maybe that will work. So we'll see. But what I don't like is I don't like the wireless radiation, and I don't like I particularly don't want the cell phone radiation from the cell phone itself. Baby, come to me, my love. Come to me, my sweetheart. Come to me, my love. So I don't like touching a phone that radiates heavily some real heavy cell phone radiation. So other people talked about this as well, and you know, the newer the phone, the heavier is the radiation from the cell phone radiation. So I don't want that. I don't want to touch that. I don't want that kind of radiation on my skin. I don't want that near my body or my brain. So I'm using this tablet here that is not, I turned the internet off, I turned that antenna off, everything is turned off. I'm just using this to film, and then I upload it later. When I upload it, I walk away, I let it upload by itself, so I don't get the radiation from it. It's already enough to get radiation from the router that we're using. So I mean, we're far enough away, but I still, you know, that's already something I would rather not have. I would rather use Sky Internet from Elon Musk, you know, and something that receives the, I don't know what kind of waves they are, microwave signals. So from the satellite. And hi, my love. Hi, my love. So I'm waiting for I'm waiting for good technology, and Elon Musk provides good, safe, healthy, earth-friendly technology. The other companies are only profit and oriented and profit maximization oriented. So they don't care what it does. Other companies, they don't care if there's a radiation coming out of their devices or their towers or whatever. They don't see into those are sociopaths. They don't see into the future. They're completely cut off. They're disconnected from the life. So I'm gonna sit here. Yes, oh baby! One is lying down there. I don't know if the camera shows. Baby love, you can stay here. You don't have to jump over the fence. You can stay here. Yes, yes, my love. You can stay here with us. Yes, safe. It is safe. Big Mama is safe. Yes, it's good to be here. Yes, much safer here than down there where that hunter guy is. Yes, it is safe here. So nice to have the deer in the garden. So wonderful. And I don't mind if they ate my roses. they love roses. You love roses. I know you do. They ate the rosebud. And so before the bud was able to flower, so they smelled it already from all the way from over there, and they came over and they looked at me like, I see you got a rosebud there, can I have it? Kind of like a child saying, I see you have candy up there, can I have some? And we had a fence around the roses here, but then, and I don't mind if the deer eat the roses, so I'm happy when they eat I'm happy for them. So, but then the gnawing animals came and they dug in from underneath and they ate like most of the roots, and that's why the roses were struggling so much. They were suffering and struggling, and I was wondering what is going on until I realized that's the ground animals. They eat roots. So I don't know, how do I? The sun is coming from there, and I'm gonna lie down here. So yes. Okay. So yeah, there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about, and so I was thinking about this earlier, and I wanted to add that also to my other video that I made today for the clones and for the trolls and everyone. So now I remembered, after I ate my pasta, I remembered what else I wanted to say, and that's that one of the Hannibal Lecter movies where that guy, I forgot the names now, but one of the actors' name is Emma or Emily Watson, I think. Yeah, I always mix these two up, Emma Watson and Emily Watson. Emily Watson, she played a blind woman in that film, and she falls in love with that real serious psychopath, serial murderer. And what I really like about these Hannibal Lecter movies is that it contains psychology. They weren't just slasher films. They weren't just about destruction. They also had a message. They had something to say, which I think is amazing. I was absolutely delighted about this, and I could clearly see that whoever is behind these films, whoever wrote those, whoever directed those, including the people that participated in it, the actors, every one of them is highly intelligent, okay? And my love, come to me, my love, there's another baby. Come, my baby, the gate is open. You don't have to jump over the fence. You don't have to jump over the fence. No, you can come through the gate. It's safe. Yes, it's safe, my love. You beautiful being. This could be a boy. Are you a boy? You look like a boy. You look like a boy. Yes, a baby boy, is that? Yes. How are you doing? How are you doing? I want to pet you. Yes, I do. I want to feed you carrots. You beautiful, beautiful being. Yes, you are gorgeous. Yes, you are. Yes, very gorgeous. So, and the reason I was thinking about that film is because I was thinking about how I love all living beings. And I talked about this many times before, also in the past. I talked about this for at least a year, if not two. How I love all living beings, including all the murderers and psychopaths and the sociopaths and Richard Berman and Dick Cheney and every living being. The thing is that, and I have a very radical view on this. I don't believe in human executioners. I believe in the advent of the AGI robots, and they're going to be executioners, and they're going to have to be, because they will be that They will not have any other way of dealing with this, obviously. So, but see, beyond, from the sky perspective, you know, from the sky perspective, looking at it, when you don't have low blood sugar, after you ate pasta, you know, you can look at the world and say, I love you all, you know, wholeheartedly, and I wish you all happiness, and I will really, really do, you know. I always wish everyone happiness and healing, and if people can turn their lives around, if murderers can turn their lives around and say, oh no, I'm not going to go down that road anymore of predatory behavior, then that's wonderful. But you know, a lot of them are addicted to it. There's a lot of sadists that are addicted to it. It's a terrible dopamine loop that's happening in their brains, and they seem to not be able to leap out of it. And that's infinitely sad and tragic. And so when it comes to predators, they do need to be exterminated. You know, I'm sorry I have to use that very, very harsh word, but that's a reality of it, you know. If they cannot turn their lives around, then there is no other way of dealing with it. And that goes completely against any kind of political correctness. This goes against Governor Gavin Newsom, who goes by religion. You know, he makes political decisions based on his religious morals. And this isn't working. California, the big cities in California are falling apart because of that. People are being mass murdered on the streets because of that. Okay. This isn't working, okay? Innocent people, innocent beings should not have to give up their wellness, their bodies, you know, to suffering and death. This is very crystal clear. Everyone should understand this. So, but beyond that, if I look at it from the sky perspective, I can say these are all living beings. And that's why the movie, I was just thinking about the scene where the criminal, the psychopath, where he takes her, the blind girlfriend, takes her to a veterinary office. And because I guess the veterinarian is his friend or something, and they had a lion there, and hello, my beautiful, hi, yes, yes, you beautiful innocent being, yes, you beautiful innocent, you innocent beauty, hi. See, when they see me lying down on the grass, then that feels a little bit safer. So you see the curiosity in his eyes? Oh my gosh, he is a curious. Yes, you are curious. Yeah, a little bit shy. Yes, yes, you are a little bit apprehensive. And I don't blame you for that, you know. I don't blame you at all, you know. Humans are pretty messed up. Yeah, they are pretty messed up. But not all of us are, you know. Some of us are nice, and some of us care about you. Yes, some of us love you. Yes, and we just want to pet you, like out there at Mount Shasta. There's an artist lady from Germany, Marlies, and same name as my mother, and the deer come into her house and into her garden, and she sits with them and she pets them, and they lean against her, and it is absolutely fantastic. It's like Garden Eden, you know, when all the animals can sit next to each other. That's the dream of the Jehovah's Witnesses, by the way. But the way the Jehovah's Witnesses try to accomplish that dream is not on board with my personal idea of management. So, and no religious view is on board with my personal view on managing the world. Yes, I love you. And this is here, this is a tablet. Yes, it's a blue tablet. And it is safe. Yes, this is not a gun. I know this is a scary situation. I know it is. I know it is. I know it is. Yes, I love you, my love. Yes, I love you. So he takes his blind girlfriend to the veterinarian where they had planned some kind. They were doing something with that lion. I guess maybe the lion was sick or needed some kind of operation or something. They had a lion with full body anesthesia on the table, and that psychopath takes her over there and leads her hand onto the back of the lion so that she can touch that lion. And she touched that lion with so much love, and she was so happy about this because it's been a lifetime dream of her to touch a lion, a live lion, alive. But, obviously, very hard to find a tame lion that most even tame lions would not just let anyone touch them. So, but he was under full body anesthesia, and because of that, she was able to touch him and made her happy. And so he fulfilled this dream of her. There was a glimpse of love in that man. Okay. And she wasn't a threat to him because he could watch his horror films, his snuff films that he had made with people on mute, and he knew that she wasn't able to see what he had been filming. And she sat next to him on the couch and they snuggled up to each other and innocently leaned against him, not knowing what kind of snuff films he was watching while he was leaning against him. And there was a trust between them, so even a psychopath would like to have someone he can trust, would like to have someone that he knows that person is not going to the police getting him incarcerated or interfering with his dopamine loop addiction of torturing people and murdering them. Even a person like that can love someone or some being, however, in a very specific situation only, so the situation has to be made 100% safe for him and his way of living, which is obviously not acceptable. It is not acceptable. Some people say, well, your morals, your ethics, they're subjective, so I argued with ethics philosophy students about this, also on Facebook recently too, where I said there is no such thing as relativism and moral objectivity, like ethical objectivity, where it's just relative to whoever is viewing it from their viewpoint and so on. So it's like they have some kind of nihilistic point of view, very much in the direction of UG Krishnamurti, which is a different type of Krishnamurti. They have the same last name, but UG is his nickname. This is UG are his first two initial for his first name. So very long Indian name. So Yuji studied under the same school, the Theosophical Society in India and South India, same school that Jiddu Krishnamurti was the main teacher in that school. So Yuji is just one generation younger and was a student of Jiddu. But Yuji turned into the nihilistic kind of way of reasoning, and but he found that on his own. But he came to that way of looking at things because he wasn't ready. His soul and his mind was not ready to embrace what Jiddu Krishnamurti was teaching, which means taking full responsibility for our lives, not just for our lives, but for the lives of others as well. That means living altruistically. Very, very few humans are able to do it. And that's not a judgment. It's an observation, okay? It is what it is. We have to just accept that, like I said before, I accept that the lion out there is a predatory animal. I accept that. I have to accept it, whether I like it or not, that the hunter downhill is shooting bears and deer and all kinds of animals. That is his brain. He seems to not be able to function any differently. The psychopaths in that film, and that's just a character in a story, but those people exist, okay? It is what it is, but they need to be headbolted by machines, by robots. So then they will say, you come with your moral judgment, that's completely subjective. And I'll say, yes, every single person's viewpoint is subjective. We cannot get out of subjectivity. I am the subject. I am the observer and the observed. Okay, I cannot leap out of my own brain. Okay, I have a compassionate brain, and it is what it is. That's how I live my life. So, and every person judges and argues from their personal brain, from their personal way of living their lives. The psychopaths will say he needs to have rights, he wants to petition for psychopaths to continue to rape little girls and stuff like that. So, but obviously violence, and that is a universal message. Violence cannot be tolerated. Yeah, then violence will be exterminated with more violence, but the violence cannot be conducted by humans. It has to be conducted by machines that function out of a, I have to sit differently. They have to function out of a policing situation, policing the world. Otherwise, we have total chaos, and that is what's happening in LA now. Okay, total chaos and anarchy, and that's not fair to have that situation to innocent living beings, animals and people. So, but what I wanted to say was that story about the lady touching the lion is that the lion, and this is also a bad metaphor, but this is the only metaphor I can come up with right now at this moment. And I've talked about this many times before. If a predatory human, if a psychopathic man who rapes and tortures and murders people like Richard Ramirez, for example, you know. I think he finally died. I think he was executed. So, but if someone like this is under full body anesthesia, and I go over there and I touch the body of anesthetized Richard Ramirez, and I do this here. I say, poor Richard Ramirez, you know. Now that you are anesthetized, I can touch your skin and I can say, poor skin cells, poor body, poor brain cells that have been abused in such a way, because I know that your body cells and your brain cells don't want to murder people, okay? They don't want to do that. What does it then? What is it that does it? Obviously, you know, there is the amygdala formation has not been developed. Okay, this is also genetic, and there are many reasons that are flowing into it. Reasons also that go much beyond science, because this hasn't been explored yet. It goes also into past incarnations. It goes also into epigenetics, which is in the very beginning right now in science. So, wow, that opens up a can of worms, really, that area. That area of science, you know. The books by Dr. Bruce Lipton are very eye-opening. I highly recommend them. He's explored into this. Also, Dr. Rupert Sheldrake. Those are my two favorite scientists in the world. And also the whale scientists, Jack Kasowitz and Dr. Rebecca Dunlop. So look into all of these people. So they're going much further than conventional science. They're going and they're exploring further into consciousness and conscious awareness, and what really constitutes conscious awareness and intelligence particularly. So, but we can actually inherit certain energies that can, there's energies, there's energetic vibrations, there is trauma from past generations that can attach itself onto our DNA. Okay, and it can carry itself, it can propagate itself this way. I mean, it's like it's a whole chain reaction of this that will go on in a psychopath or in anyone, you know, with any kind of trauma or cluster B or, you know, schizophrenia or whatever, or phobias particularly also, you know. So it's amazing, that kind of area of science, you know, when you start to explore reincarnation. And there are scientists that are going into it, and it's shocking what's going on. There was a little boy who actually had to relive a trauma from a past life, and when he did that, a really large tumor that he was like 5 minutes before the operation, a real large tumor went away, like it went down right before their eyes. That's how fast the body can regenerate itself, you know, if we give it the opportunity to do it, to heal, and feeling something through is the ultimate panacea. Feeling it instead of running away from it, instead of numbing it away, that can heal us, you know. And that's what I do every day. I work on my stuff, and I'm making humongous progress. Okay, humongous progress. It's absolutely amazing. So So that girl touching the lion, she felt safe now that he was anesthetized. She can love that being. If he was fully conscious, she'd be very afraid. If Richard Ramirez is fully conscious, I'll be very afraid. I would do the best I can to get out of that situation. But if he's on the table anesthetized and he is knocked out of consciousness, I can do this here. I can even kiss his cheek, okay, and say, you poor thing, you poor body, you poor brain cells. It's horrible how you have been abused to make such terrible things, to participate in such terrible acts, okay, that you would not want to participate in. So every living being is a precious, infinitely precious living being. Our body cells, they don't want to murder anyone. This is the truth. So what does want to murder? Okay, now that's where we have to dig into. That's what my life's mission is all about. To dig into what makes you become this psycho-unbalanced souls. What makes you become that abusive clown? What is it that makes you that makes you so enraged and so hateful and so bitter and so and what causes you to feel such hatred and despise for some people? What is it? So that's not your brain, that's not your cells, it's not your body doing it. You're abusing your brain cells and your body in participating like a puppet, meat puppet, participating in whatever actions you are doing that is any kind of act out against someone else, like whether it is verbal abuse on the internet or physically abusing someone. The lion, that's why I said it's a bad metaphor, because a lion is just a carnivorous animal. He doesn't know better. Okay. The human doesn't have to. Okay, now the tablet tells me it is coming to the video recording limits in a few minutes, but I think this is a very important. This is a very important subject to discuss. So to make this very, very clear that I love all living beings, but when someone is completely out of control, they have to be stopped, okay? This is very important, very, very important. And yes, it is my subjective ethics philosophy, but this is who I am, this is what I do. If you are a predator, then this is what you do. I am a lover, this is what I do, and I will do it until the day I die. Okay. For me, this cannot be talked away with some religion or with some kind of political correctness. I speak from my own convictions. I speak from my heart. I really do. I speak from compassion, from love. And I personally view this as the universal love. I view this as the blue God love. Okay, that would be very difficult for a lot of people to accept. I can't expect other people to accept that. They can only see it from their point of view. They will probably view me as a virtue signaler. They will view me as someone with grandiose paranoia. They will use all kinds of excuses to make sense out of my way of thinking, okay? Because they don't follow what I'm saying when they don't understand it. When they don't understand compassion, how can they? Then they will have to. They have to explain my way of thinking away with any kind of other ulterior motive that they would have used if they had behaved the way I do. So they can't see it from my personal perspective. And if they can't, then there's nothing I can do to make them understand it. But the least I can do is I can offer this. I can try, I can offer this vibration to the world. And then see what happens, It is a seed of love that I throw out there. Maybe it will grow. So, that's all I can say. That's all I can hope for, really. So, I guess that's basically what I had to say in this video. Take care. Peace and love.